Can you use honey to preserve face masks? This is a question that I get asked reasonably often. Honey, it is said, is self-preserving. So can you transfer that self-preserving power into your natural face mask? It sounds like a great idea, and it's easy to see the appeal. Honey is very popular, has a long history of use, and is pretty much as natural as you can imagine something to be. Who could object, apart from possibly the bees? The idea seems to be particularly appealing to formulators of natural face masks, though the logic would work for other formats. Unfortunately, it's not really a goer. Honey cannot be used as a natural preservative. It isn't even really true that it's self-preserving. The reality is that humans process it to make it self-preserving. Nature never intended it to be purified and put into jars in your kitchen. If you left it in the hive, it would be pretty biodegradable. The reason that honey is self-preserving is not that it contains some natural preservative. It's to do with the fact that it's mainly sugar at such a high concentration that it exerts a high osmotic pressure. There are many materials, both natural and unnatural, that work in the same way. A sugar solution, for example, is self-preserving if you get the concentration high enough, but you have to have that high concentration. A strong sugar solution is self-preserving. That's how jam can be made without a preservative. A weak sugar solution is not self-preserving. Something like propylene glycol will work the same way, and that is definitely not a natural preservative. In fact, just about any small water-soluble molecule will work. There are circumstances where it is possible to use the osmotic pressure exerted by some ingredients to contribute to the preservation of a cosmetic formulation. It's even possible for this to be the only means of preservation. But this is not often a practical proposition. Getting anywhere near the concentration you need will make your final product way too sticky and probably unstable too. The argument is much the same for other natural ingredients such as sorbitol, glycerin and glucose that are often included in formulations as humectants. It certainly isn't possible to use honey as a natural preservative in the overwhelming majority of natural cosmetic products, and certainly not in any face mask that any consumer is going to remotely enjoy using. And it gets worse. Honey is a very good promoter of bacteria. If you apply it to your skin, you're going to give a boost to the bacteria that are already there. For most of us, this isn't too much of a problem. We can generally cope with this kind of thing quite easily. But it could be an issue for consumers with compromised immune systems. Encouraging bacteria and fungi to grow could be quite unpleasant if you are prone to skin infections. So, if you are using honey at high levels, you really need to enhance the preservation of the product. Honey is not a useful natural preservative. If anything, honey is an ingredient that requires higher levels of preservatives.